News Talk, 95.1 FM, 790 AM. We are KFYO Mornings with Dave King and Matt Martin. And as I predicted, we have him, ladies and gentlemen, live in the studio. This is Mr. Eddie McBride, the CEO of Lubbock Chamber of Commerce. How are you today?
Dave, Matt, glad to be here. Thank you very much, and I'm great. It's nice to start off Tuesday morning here in the station with you guys.
Well, we've always got stuff to talk about, don't we?
Well, if there's one thing we got a lot to do around here, and that's talk about stuff. You're
Stuff.
absolutely right. We got lots of stuff. Yes, sir.
So what's new at the Chamber?
We this February is dadgum halfway through already, and Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to you guys. Not that I care if y'all personally have good Valentine's Day, but I hope you have good days, you know. But we have
I'm having cataract surgery on Valentine's Day. So.
There you go. Well, see, now Valentine's Day is going to be even more special to you. I hope you have good luck with your surgery.
I do too.
And I'm sure it'll work out fine. I'll make sure we remember you in that respect. But we have a couple of big things coming up. Yay! Oh, I forgot to tell y'all earlier. Yay! Our Young Entrepreneurs Academy for our class of teaching middle schooler to high schoolers how to be their own CEOs. We're having a CEO roundtable tonight where they're actually going to meet with some entrepreneurs to help them learn why they got their businesses started.
Okay, now who is this?
Our Young Entrepreneurs Academy. This is our third year of teaching essentially from 11 or 12-year-olds all the way up to 18-year-olds on how to create their own business and become their own CEO. Yeah. It's a very neat program. We see some really cool things that these kids develop, anywhere from 3D phone case printing to, a variety of things, some ag support, or, some ag supply, teaching kids how to sell ag products to folks. So it's a pretty neat program. We're real proud of it. Yeah. And so that's tonight. We're having that CEO roundtable.
You've been very successful with that, with the kids, haven't you?
Yeah, this is our second program
Start
that
them
we've
early.
had. Yeah, and that's a very good thing to help teach kids at the earliest of ages to become, more self-confidence. They do a very good job at learning how to pitch their business.
I tell you, I think you're doing God's work. If you've listened to this show, one of the things you'd know is how concerned I am about the direction this country's going, particularly with the Ocasio-Cortez and all these people they're talking about. And it seems like the Democrat Party is embracing the socialism idea.
Yeah.
This is insanity.
I just, that's one thing from a business perspective. There's nothing the matter with capitalism and free market enterprise in our lives.
Somehow they believe that because Jeff Bezos has $150 million that it makes them poor. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't, does it, Eddie?
Yeah. Well, actually, it's $150 billion. I don't even
billion,
know if it's that
yes.
much, but nonetheless,
I
don't feel
dropped
poor.
a zero there.
I don't feel poor because he's got so much money.
Well, good for him.
And I do know that poverty is a huge issue that we have, but I don't think that you can blame the rich for the ills, for all the ills of the poor.
Well, the thing is, capitalism has lifted more people out of poverty than any other form of in the world, and we've got the richest poor people in the world because of capitalism, because of what you espouse at the Chamber of Commerce. So, learn, start your own business. That's the the lemonade stand.
Education is what I think is the road to get out of poverty.
So
the lemonade stand is one of the things. That's
lemonade
the
day.
basic.
Oh yeah.
Start a lemonade stand. Then get two, and then get a third.
There you go.
And
and then you too can become Jeff Bezos.
So, we get all these numbers, and you probably know better than me, but we've got all these national numbers saying that wage growth in the United States, 2.8% recently was the newest number we have. Has Lubbock seen a lot of that? All right, have you been seeing a difference in what people are spending?
The insular nature of where we are in West Texas, yes, we've seen a slight increase overall in the wage growth, but I think it's because, again, we tend to be obviously a little bit slower to respond when there's booms, but we're also slow to see the decline when things happen during busts. So there's a little bit of insular nature that we have in our economic status out here. So nonetheless, there has been some increase in wages, but not to the same degree as nationally, from what I have read. Same in Texas. Texas also has seen a greater amount than has Lubbock. But I think, again, Lubbock has seen wage increase, but it's not to the same degree proven. And it's also lags because we can't tell specifically recent data. You always have to go on year back data.
But the other thing is right now, unemployment rate is extremely low for Lubbock.
And that's good news, bad news. Good news is that a lot of people have jobs, and bad news is we're having trouble getting those other positions. You know, there's a lot of jobs that are out there that need to be filled, and so
if you want a job, you could have a job right now.
If somebody's really looking for a job, they still have to might search a little bit depending on their qualifications and skills. But the fact of the matter is, there's jobs out there for folks in Lubbock, Texas.
Well, one of the things that I like is the Byron Martin Center. That
oh yeah, what a great job they've done.
It seems to me like we perhaps have put too much emphasis on a college degree in the past.
We too. That's why the SHADE program.
We need plumbers. We need electricians.
Oh my gosh,
carpenters.
What I've heard Mark DeGarry at the Workforce Solutions call the gold collar workers. You know, it's not blue collar, white collar. It's kids who can get certified right out of high school. You got to have some post high school certification training of some nature. But yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think we need to promote those more. That's exactly why the LISD has done such a wonderful job with that Byron Martin program. The STEM classes and everything else that they have there, I think, are huge to do two things, both prepare kids for life after high school as well as college preparatory. It does both, but we still need to concentrate just as much on finding kids those post-high school jobs that might not be college-bound. That's absolutely correct.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Can we take a quick break and back with more in a moment? And we are back here at 7:45 a.m. and Dave King and Matt Martin in the morning on KFYO. And again, along with Eddie McBride, the CEO of the Lubbock Chamber of Commerce. Eddie, March 5th is a big day for the Chamber.
Yes, sir. Diversity Summit that we're having. It's our second Diversity Summit, and this is our theme this year is going to be Better Business Through Diversity. We're focusing on workplace recognition of diversity. We have discussions anywhere from our keynote speaker is Dr. Carol Sumner. She's the new Vice President of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion on campus. She's going to discuss her definition of diversity and make sure that everybody's playing on the same sheet of paper. And we're talking about multi-generational. We're talking about intergenerational, multicultural. We're talking about women in the workplace. We're even talking social justice. We're doing one of the first time that we at the Chamber have really broached a subject when it comes to the social justice reform issues and things of that nature. So we have such a wide range of topics.
Like what?
Economic inclusion. We're talking about, obviously, at some point in time, saying prison reform is one of our goals of business community so that when people come out of prison, they're ready to be able to take a job. There's a national trend, obviously, started with the criminal justice reform that just passed nationally, of trying to make sure there's a pathway for those folks that get out of prison to have a job and become productive citizens. Now, that is something that is on our dance card. That doesn't mean that's one of the priorities because we have so much to learn in that whole arena. We have never been involved in that. But that is the vast array of type of subjects that we're talking about at our Diversity Summit. So I want folks to understand that this is really workplace-oriented to make people recognize how important understanding and recognizing diversity in the workplace. So March 5th, more information, lubbockchamber.com. Come down to the Chamber and talk to us or call us at 761-7000. We'll give you more information about that March 5th event.
You need to be a Chamber member to participate, do you?
No, you do not have to be a Chamber member to participate. You can come in for a non-Chamber member fee to be able to play. Yes, sir.
Okay.
We want the
Very
public
good.
to be able to go. And we also have some good things going on. Next week, we have our Business After Hours on Thursday, February the 21st at Happy State Bank at 5:30. We have a Switzerland information. All of this stuff is available. All this information is available on lubbockchamber.com, of course. Next Tuesday night at 5:30, you can come down to the Chamber. We're going to Switzerland this year, so if people want to go to Switzerland with the Chamber, come on down and learn more about it. And also that evening, I know that the Mayor's Community Engagement Task Force is having a community engagement forum at Guadalupe Elementary School at 6 o'clock. So I want to encourage people to get on the Mayor's or the city's website and look more about that engagement forum because I think they'd be interested in that.
I may want to go to Switzerland.
Please do.
That's one that I haven't been to.
Oh, it's a good trip.
Love to see.
We make a trip every year. Last year we went to the Amalfi Coast on the southwest
Been
side
there.
of Italy.
That's
it's a beautiful
beautiful.
place. But this year we're going to Switzerland And I think, whenever we go with the core group of people, a good group that like to travel together, so it's going to be a good time to both see, do, and make friends and have a good,
But it's going to be
enjoyable
only
time.
in Switzerland?
Yeah, it starts
You got
starts in
tours?
Lucerne, and they have one side trip, one optional trip that goes to northern Italy somewhere because it's just right on the other side of the border. So you get to see plenty of beautiful countryside there in the Alps. So consider it, lubbockchamber.com, or let me know. Call me, and I'll give you some information about it, Dave. I'll be glad to sign you.
Okay, when is the trip?
It's going to be, boy, you cut me short there. It's going to be September the 10th. It's 7 days. Starts on September the 10th.
What is it going to be? Are y'all going to be learning something, or I mean, is
Well,
there
we
some
have
type of...
we have business aspects to the trip as well, where we actually have not only business to business folks that we go with ourselves, but we get some business presentations. But it's mainly a tour group.
Okay.
So it's just to be able to see that. But there are going to be a lot of business connections that we can make in that respect.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And don't forget Lubbock Day in Austin, February 26th and 27th. Our number one issue in Austin, this whole entire legislative process, is going to be the Texas Tech University Veterinary School.
Yeah.
And that's going to be important for us.
Has everything happened to the point where we know that that the dental school is going to be made there in El Paso? I mean, is all that already done?
They need some continued funding as well, so that's our second thing that we support when it comes to the university is the dental school. And the third is the Mental Health Institute. So those are the three things that going on at the campus in this legislative session that we really want to promote. But the vet school, as far as we are concerned, is our number one issue. We even went up to Amarillo a couple of weeks ago in January, and we actually gave them some money out of our political action committee at the chamber. And that was pretty interesting to see Lubbock's support of Amarillo in that respect.
And Amarillo is really behind this, aren't they?
They're really behind it, and so are we. I mean, I think this is one of the most important things that the university has done since the medical school.
So one thing we were going to talk about, we haven't talked about yet, is the bond election.
Yes, sir, at the county.
Why? What is it about at the bond election that the chamber supports?
The transportation issues in the county have been very far behind in getting taken care of over the last 30 years, and I think really proud of what the county has done as far as having someone actually have a land plan developed for their transportation systems. And I think prioritizing especially stuff like Woodrow Road, which was the primary $98.6 million that they're talking about yesterday. That part is not all 98.6, but that's one of the most that we've been asking for the county to take care of that for quite some time. And so we think from a prioritization point of view, the county is way behind on getting those roads and those surfaces improved or made safe. Number one, made safe. Number two, improved to the degree where it really enhances transportation. But I think it's way behind time for them to start addressing it. And for them to be able to do it in a bond election where they're not going to raise taxes, I think is very wise for them to do. So I applaud Curtis Parrish, Judge Parrish, and Commissioners Bill McKay and Commissioner Gilbert Flores for their votes yesterday. We really applaud them and thank them for understanding the importance of quit kicking this can down the road, take care of it now, and it's about daggum time. That's all we can say.
So let me ask you this. One of the things that apparently the two that voted against it were looking for was postponing it until they find out what's going to happen during the legislature. What's wrong with that?
There's what's going to happen in the legislature that's going to change the condition of Woodrow Road, not a daggum thing.
They were hoping
all they're
extra
doing
funding,
is kicking the can down the road. That extra money in the budget, they say they want to go through a budget cycle. It's not going to change, especially if it's going to be a bond.
Okay.
I mean, so nothing changes. They think it's being rushed. We're saying it's 30 years behind. I don't think they're rushing anything. They finally got someone to give them a good plan, and you've got to trust people when they know more about road planning and transportation planning. When somebody knows more than them, they got to trust them, is what I think.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
You're going to stick to it, are you?
I'm sticking to it. Yes, sir.
Well, Eddie, that we're running up on the clock. We got a minute or so. Do we have anything else that we want to touch base on before you leave?
Well, thank y'all very much for the chance to do this. I just want to say thank y'all for letting us come on every month and do this. We really appreciate reaching out to your listeners, and thank y'all for the time and the friendship to be able to do this, and thank y'all for promoting the chamber.
Yeah, thank you for coming out, Eddie.
Love to have you here. Okay, have a great day.
I will, Dave. Matt, you do too.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.